All right. Co-main event time. Boy, Al, this one, shocking. Very shocking to me, at least. Rose Namajunas knocks out Weili Zhang. Zhang Weili, whichever order you prefer at this point. Minute and 18 seconds into the first round. Hey, another spot, man. Trevor Whitman, and I'm going to have to give him props again in this next fight we talk about. This dude is so goddamn good at coaching. I'm going to tell you right now, that head kick Rose landed, that was absolute perfect setup. That's something they absolutely drilled and worked on, and she literally hit it the first try, okay? Rose kind of disguises that kick, comes up top, clangs Weili good, jumps on her on the ground, lands a few heavy ground and pound shots. Weili gets up protesting, but, man, she really took a couple hard shots on the ground and really didn't seem to be there. I think the stoppage probably pretty fair. Wow, Rose Namajunas as an underdog absolutely blows through Weili Zhang. This one never even really got started. It never really got started. That was kind of the biggest moment of the fight. Ends the fight. Impressive stuff from Rose. You do kind of feel bad for Weili Zhang, that war with Joanna, and then to lose her belt just so quickly. Almost the way she blew through Andrade to gain the belt. Rose comes out here, just kind of breezes through her. Like I said, hits her with that perfectly set up head kick. Yeah, I did not have a bet on this one, man. I felt like I picked Weili to win, but oh, man, we talked about that when we took our look ahead a couple months ago. I said to myself, I go, man, Rose Namajunas, she matches up pretty well with Weili considering the things we saw in the Joanna fight. Man, she completely blows through those expectations. Al, did you have Rose in this one? Tell me what you thought of this fight.
Listen, I never do this, but did I not say that this was going to happen? Did I not say that Rose was super fluid on her feet and that she was going to, be able to take advantage of the more flatter-footed Zhang? And I felt like I said it. Go onto my YouTube
did we just
channel.
get some Weili Zhang movement right there? Let me see that. He's got the Chinese rock down, dude.
But
that's tight.
I just felt like I said, I watched that Jessica Andrade Rose Namajunas 2 fight 17 times, and I felt, she's a lot more like if Zhang is gonna approach this fight the same way that she approached it with Joanna, I just felt that Rose is gonna make short work of her, and the longer the fight goes, the longer that it would have went for Weili in her favor, but it was evident very clearly that, Rose is so fluid and she's just so rangy and she's always on the balls of her feet. And that was just a perfect setup and timed perfectly. And she was looking like vintage Anderson Silva. Like it was just what a beautiful kick. And I got to tell you, this is the one that I envisioned. I couldn't have envisioned it more perfectly. I thought that's kind of how it was going to go. That if I felt like if Zhang was going to be able to withstand the early barrage from Rose, that it might have turned into a bit of a back and forth war. But it just seemed, looking at the tape, Rose is, despite her faults with the media and the things that she said in the lead up to this fight that kind of turned people off, she's really, really good. And like, she's not even really, really good. She's elite, and she's just on a whole other level, man, as far as women's MMA. And this was a special moment. And this was like, even like you said, it was shocking. And the way I handicapped this fight is I said, I think that Rose is going to have to win by stoppage, or it's going to be Weili by decision. There's no way I thought that she was going to land a freaking Chuck Norris question mark kick to the head. You know what I mean? But a big part of my handicapping was she's done this before. She had 5 of her 11 appearances now she's won by way of stoppage. And she was plus 400 to win inside the distance tonight. I didn't bet inside the distance. I bet her on the money line, and I bet the under just in case she would get knocked out. And they ended up both cashing in my favor. And $100 bettor who's backed Namajunas inside the distance throughout her entire career in the UFC is up $1,100. So she's cashed. She's bussing on inside the distance.
Oh,
so
big bussing. Yeah, speaking of bussing, dude. Okay, so right before the fight, when they're showing Rose, like, Bruce Buffer's giving the hype piece, right? Announcing Rose. She's standing there. Edward Furlong in American History X. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm like, oh no. It's that same Rose that was reciting the Lord's Prayer against Joanna. And what happened? She went out there and iced Joanna round 1. Man, when Rose taps into that mental place, she is the best in the world. You know what I mean? And tonight we saw that Rose. So Al, you like to talk about how, right when a fight starts, sometimes you're screwed, sometimes you're going to win, right?
Yeah.
Because Al, I love it when you say that. You're like, man, the fight's starting. I knew I was going to lose, which it's like that sometimes, you get a feel in the first 30 seconds, a minute that this is not going to play out, how the narrative or how, you ended up capping this fight. This fight hadn't even got started yet. And I go, we're going to get that Rose tonight. And it still exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
Man, I will say this, though. The pro-America crowd was out tonight.
Did I not call that, too?
Jake Paul crowd was out tonight. Man, they desecrated your boy. Now, listen, I got to give I hate to say it, folks. I got to go on a Jake Paul tangent. And God damn it, I really don't want to. But I got to give the dude props, man. The dude is a marketing whiz. He just has figured out a way to get brought up. Dana White's talking about him post-fight press conference. And you can tell Dana's like irritated about it. Why do I keep talking about this guy, damn it? You just can't help it, though. Goes down there, gets punked by Daniel Cormier, has a near-death moment, thinking maybe there's a chance Daniel Cormier just belly-to-belly suplexes him right over that handrail that's protecting him. I would love to know what DC was saying to that guy, probably warning him that he does not want that Woodley smoke. But, the crowd tonight was awesome. They backed every American heavily. This fight ended up – Rose Namajunas, through media, turned this into a us versus them situation, kind of, And it's a little bit unfortunate because I felt like Weili kind of deserved the respect. Don't get me wrong. She represents China, and there's, controversy and whatever, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know it was like 1982, but, I guess let bygones be bygones. It is what it is. Everybody's political stance is different, but, Rose, when she can, what I'm getting at is when she can like mentally motivate, when she can turn this into the right scenario in her mind, she's ultra dangerous. We saw that version tonight. She's the new champion. Al, what do you got?
I called all of that. Did I not say that this is going to be an incredibly hostile environment and that everyone is going to be against Zhang? And she looked nervous as hell, man. She did not look she was doing the heart and the the guns, but beyond that, she did not.
You nailed that.
She did not look herself. Like, it felt like she was putting that on. She looked nervous as hell, man. And that's what the first thing that I wrote when I was writing the notes for this after it was finished, the first thing I wrote, and I hate to toot my own horn, but go back and I said this a lot. This fight, it could not have gone more than I envisioned because I knew that she was going to come in flat-footed and she was going to come in with those octagon jitters. And I thought I won't say that I thought the wrong fighter was favored, but I thought that this fight should have been lying closer to like minus 125, plus 105, So, and I even said, I DM'd you. I said, I hope Zhang wins, but I bet on Namajunas, and you can't always have your heart and your money on the same side. And but after seeing that, that was worth the price of admission, and that was absolutely. And then someone in the chat saying, "Who does she fight next?" She's got to fight Weili again. And Dana was even saying it in the press conference, and that's a big fight, man. Like I would love to see them fight again on international soil, like in Abu Dhabi, where it's more even,
Sure.
right?
Neutral territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know, dude. That's yeah, I guess so, right? I mean, it's not like Weili had like some like long reign, but man, we know the UFC, this card was supposed to be a Chinese showcase. Like that's one thing we haven't talked about really here, dude. Like earlier in the night, we had some of the best Chinese prospects, and it did not go good at all. A lot of these Chinese fighters early in the night absolutely exposed. Just they don't have that well-roundedness, whereas Weili's a fairly well-rounded fighter, man. But I just gotta say, I think Trevor Whitman absolutely pinpointed the weaknesses of Weili Zhang. And like I said, Rose Namajunas set it up. She hits it first try, 1 for 1. All she wrote, all we needed, a minute and 30 seconds. This fight's out of here. Yeah, I mean, what's weird is it's like in a fight like this where, Rose gets the early KO, you almost feel like Weili deserves the rematch, even though she got blown out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas had it been 5 rounds of utter domination by Rose, we probably go, well, I don't need to see 5 more rounds of that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're probably right, Al. I think we probably see this one get ran back, and you got to imagine Rose will be a favorite, if not a heavy favorite, coming into this next one. So, is there anything you want to say on this one, Al, before we move on to the banger main event?
No, and just sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes when I say, I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know MMA as well as you do. I come from like a boxing background. But sometimes I feel like this fight was easy money to me. Like there was no moment in the lead up to this where I was just like I just felt the line was wrong. I felt the right side was Rose, and with her silly comments, and the silliness is a matter of perception, but
sure,
it just banked on her side, and she played it perfectly. She played it absolutely perfectly. She Conor McGregor'd this. Like it was picture perfect fight game stuff. Rocky 4. It was beautiful, and I'm glad I was on the right side of it. And yeah, let's move on to this next banger of a fight.
No doubt. Yeah, dude, you were absolutely right on that co-main event, and yeah, we're gonna get to see it again, aren't we? For sure.